last right there. For many reasons. Well, proud of the guys' effort tonight. I thought the intensity level that we showed was what we've shown at times throughout the year, and I thought we played as hard as we played all year. I thought we were as connected on defense as we've been all year, and I thought that we got back to understanding that, you know, even though the team has the capability to score 80, that's not who we are. If you do that, then that's fine, but we got to go out there and defend. And it's not, individual defense is not good enough, especially when you're playing an offense that talented. You have to be connected, and you have to be able to flow to the ball. You got to get pressure on the ball, and I thought because we were able to do that, it really frustrated them, and we were able to get out and run because of the stops and got the tempo how we wanted it. And once we did that, the ball movement was phenomenal, and we just played a complete game. I thought we were great teammates out there today. I thought the energy level was great. I thought we flew around on defense, and I thought we moved the ball, and that's what Furman basketball is about.
Was there anything particular you said at that timeout with 16, 40, 60 on the first half, down 11?
You know what? I really just calmed them down. We missed 3 layups, and they hit a couple transition shots. And you know, I saw that we were flying around on defense. I saw that we had good intent. It wasn't the same as Wednesday. Wednesday we got off to a really lethargic start, but I could see us out there playing hard, and we were getting the shots we wanted. Really, what I just did was try to relax them. Brought them over and just said, settle down. We threw in a play call, you know, just to try to calm them down a little bit. And you know, I don't know what the run was after that. It seemed like they went a little while after that without scoring though. 16-0.
7 minutes. Yeah. 74-41 really.
74-41 from the timeout. How about that?
Coach, the thing, you know, you had a first half like that, you're going up 18 at the half, and then you come out and score the first 7 points in the second half. And I know that's something that you're kind of big on, you know, following up that same intensity you had throughout the first half coming out the gate at the second.
Yeah, you know, all halftime speeches are basically the same when you're down close to 20 at the half like they were. Basically, you know, let's get this thing down to 10 at some point, and then we'll go from there. And you got to take their hope. You know, you got to take their spirit from them. And that first 4 minutes in the second half is always crucial. And I thought you know, Daniel came out and got the deflection on the first play, and even though we didn't convert it, it was still more of a mentality that we're going to keep guarding. And we were able to boost the lead up. And I think that, you know, that ends up just breaking spirit. And, you know, we see it in sports all the time that if they come out right there, and as well as they shoot it from 3, they come out right there and hit 2, and now you're at 12, well, now you got your ball game. And so credit to our guys on coming out of the locker room with the right mentality. And, you know, I just thought that our connected intensity tonight was just phenomenal. And I thought everybody that came in off the bench, how about Clay Mounts, Alex Hunter, Jalen Williams with a career day for sure. I don't even know what the stats are. Everybody's going to talk about the offense. How about his defense? You know, to have a part in holding Cam Jackson to 4 points. Was just a phenomenal day for all of our post players. But Jalen had an excellent day.
Talk about Daniel Fowler and his defensive effort, I guess, on Fletcher, and also, I guess, Andrew Brown played him some. Was that the intent to kind of switch guys on him?
Yeah, we wanted to keep guys fresh on him, and we knew Daniel was going to take the majority of the load, but Hoover's playing at a great level right now as well in terms of how he's shooting the ball, so we really had to chase 2 guys. And, you know, Alex Hunter was the one that was kind of secondary on Fletcher, and for a freshman, I mean, to watch him defend like he does when he's really turned on, it's fun. But I tell you what, Daniel, phenomenal job. Daniel did a great job in Spartanburg on him. We didn't guard. We did a terrible job on Stump, and we did a bad job on Hoover. Today, Hoover was 4 for 13, and Stump was 2 for 5 total. You know, and I think those are key points that Fletcher's so good, Fletcher's going to get his. Cam's so good, he's going to get his. You can't let 4 guys go out there and just beat you like that. And I thought that our team did a great job. And all their misdirection stuff, all their handoffs, all their ball screens, everything that they do pin down wise, there's no way anybody can guard that one-on-one. And everybody will talk about how Daniel did and how Alex did. They did a great job. Let me tell you something. Our post players did a phenomenal job in those situations. And to have to deal with that many handoffs, to have to deal with that many pin downs, they did an excellent job of carrying the game plan to the game. And it made it to where we didn't have to adjust our game plan. That's one of few games where we've been able to basically go the distance and just keep the same defensive game plan and not have to go to any contingencies whatsoever. And just proud of our guys for that.
Speaking of the post players, you had your taller guys in there a good bit more, and even seen a lot this year.
Yeah, we haven't seen that any this year, and I wasn't real happy about getting our rebound about 21 on Wednesday night. And so, you know, I just felt like in that time we were able to do some things to go big and try to get an edge on the offensive glass and just bring some physicality to the game. And Matt did a great job. He's so smart. We've worked on, we call it our strong package. We've worked on that, you know, through some time, and you know, probably should have done it, you know, Wednesday night and in some other games where we're dealing with some size. But this team tonight showed that we're capable of doing that. And some of it's going to be on matchups, right? I mean, some of it's just, you know, defensively what we're able to do and what we're able to get away with. But I thought, for the most part, it didn't really affect our offense. I thought we were able to really, you know, get the ball inside, get on the offensive glass a little bit. We were still able to keep the court spaced. Matt hit that three, and you know, he's shooting the ball so well that he still at least pulls a defender. He's, as we say, he's got gravity. So, you know, if you got 4 guys out there with gravity, it really helps you offensively. So we don't have to give up necessarily a shooter. Maybe have one less attacker, but at least we still have some guys that can shoot the ball out there.
Devin didn't have like a Devin type game per se, stat-wise, but you know, he starts the game on the bench today. Can you talk about that decision a little bit? And then when he came in, I think the first thing he did was drive the hole and drop out from McGee. So he kind of brought some energy off the bench, I thought, and the bench had a great day overall.
What did you see? Did you like his countenance out there? Devin, did you like his countenance out there? Devin? His countenance, like his face, his expressions, how he looked. He did, right? That's what he's got to do. He's got to go enjoy the game. Okay, this Furman basketball is about Furman basketball. It will always be about that. We're going to be good teammates. We're going to defend, and we're going to share the ball. If you do that, you can play as much as you want. If you don't, you're going to play less. And I love Devin more than anybody. That I shouldn't say anybody. I love him just as much as everybody on this roster. Okay, but it's not out of bad intent. Devin is a phenomenal human being, but we've got to get him focused on what he needs to be focused on. And, you know, it's something I'm trying to pull the pressure off of him. And I told him that we were going to make the change to get more energy into the lineup. I thought Wednesday watching the film, I thought we just had a lethargic, unconnected look to us. And, you know, it's one of those situations where I wanted to bring some more energy in. And I wanted to make I wanted to make a statement to the team that this is what we're about. And if we're about those things, we can have success. And it's not an individual, it's a team. And the greatest things in life happen because of a group. The greatest things in life happen because you're able to do things bigger than yourself. And I know there's a lot of pressure on Devin. I don't like the fact that there's pressure on Devin. I think it's taken away from his moment to enjoy this. But what I'm hoping is through this that we can relax him, and in a couple weeks when we get to go to Asheville, we're going to have him back to where he needs to be, and understanding that he's a phenomenal player. But he's just got to understand that regardless of the frustration, regardless how people are playing him, there's just a certain way that he's got to play. And I thought he did tonight. You know, I don't even know what the stats were for him. You know, he had 6 points, he had 2 assists and 1 turnover. You know, he had 3 rebounds. I thought that was improvement. And if he can keep showing that, then what will happen is he'll defend better. He'll be more connected out there, and then the offense, the guy could be out there half asleep and score points. He's a tremendous offensive talent, but he's got to go play the game the way we play the game. And I've seen him do it before. He's done it before, but seniors is different, guys. Seniors at this level is a different deal. And, you know, Chattanooga last year I thought was an example of that. You know, they get to the end of their career and they have a month left, and if they're not careful, they start looking to next year, and they start worrying about what is next year going to entail. And we got to keep this thing about the team, and I got to help him with it. You know, I got to help him with it, and we got to love him through this. But Devin's going to respond. I thought he responded today. I really did. I liked his face. I liked his expression, and I liked his defense out there.
He was one of the 9 guys in the first half that had an assist.
Correct.
9 different guys with assists in the first half.
We had 9 different guys with an assist. He had 2 of them. Yeah. You know, and he's a great player, and he draws a lot of help, and defenses are flying to him. And it was funny, you know, in practice, I don't think he'd mind me telling y'all this, but Thursday I put a 2-dribble limit on him. And he played for 16 minutes, and he had 13 points. And anytime he dribbled a third time, it was a turnover. And I was trying to make a point to him, and guess how many turnovers he had? 0. And 13 points in 16 minutes. I think any of us will take that, right? But the difference is trust your teammates. You got great players around you. Trust them, move it. And once you do that, then defenses can't load up to you, and it becomes a whole different deal out there. And I think, again, 18 assists, that's an area where we have not had a high assist versus this team because of the way they really pack it in. They really flow hard to the ball. Most of the time we've gone to more one-on-one play with this team, and we haven't been able to get the high volume of assist. And tonight we were able to do that. And that wasn't just because he just played 15 minutes. I think it was because, like I said, and like you said, he bought into playing that way. And his offense will continue to come.
As a first-year head coach, you talked about, figuring out how to get Devin to respond and some things like that. Has that been on an individual basis with each player? Has that probably been the toughest thing for you as a coach?
I've got a little bit of a very relational human being, and I'm sympathetic in a lot of ways, and it's always hard when guys don't play their best. It's always hard when you got to make decisions like that, but you got to do what's best for him, and it's nothing where you worry about how necessarily he's going to respond to it or anything like that. It's just you're just hoping that he goes out the right way, right? You're hoping that he finishes this thing on a high note. And, one thing I've always thought is if you're going to coach 18 to 22-year-olds based on what they think and how they feel, all right, I know this. Between 18 and 22-year-old, I had no sense, okay, none. So I can't worry about what their response necessarily is. I've just got to hold them accountable that they have to do these things. And that helped me when I was that age. And that's the way we have to coach. We got to coach them for the 30-year-old version of themselves. And I think that, do I worry about? Nah, listen, we've got great people. And he's a great person. And this is just one of those things. He's coming off being player of the year, and he gets a lot of attention. People load him hard. And, I have this feeling that he's just going to slowly get back to who he is, and we're going to roll to Asheville, and he's going to be playing his best ball.
You've used this word a few times tonight, and Jalen and Matt both used it before you got in here, connectedness and all. Just talk about what that really means.
You know what? I think it's a word that we've used a lot on both sides of the ball. It's what team is, right? And we all get caught up in the individual pieces of what makes great teams, but great teams are made because they are connected, and they're connected in their purpose, right? And you can have great individual players, but if they don't go play with the other four guys in a connected way, you're not going to have the results you want. The beauty of basketball is to be able to, on offense, to move a ball and to move a defense and to work together to create an open shot. That's what's fun to watch, all right? That's why I don't watch much NBA. Why? Because for the most part, unless you're watching the Spurs or the Warriors or the Celtics, it's just guys going in isolation, and it's just one-on-one ball. And that's the connected piece on offense. And the defense is the same thing. I mean, we're not the biggest team out there. So we have to flow to the ball. We have to rotate. We have to make sure that we know our assignments. And in every single rotation, there's never a one-man rotation. There's never a two-man rotation. Usually 5 guys are involved. And so as soon as one guy is out of that rotation, or much less if 2 guys are out of that rotation, you're toast. The guy on the ball and the guy rotating over, they can do the right thing. They're going to get an open shot. And so that connection of understanding what my teammates are doing. I've got my teammates back, and you're just playing together. And I think there's power in that. I really do. I think that's why I like ball movement. I think when the ball moves and there's 5 guys engaged, everybody touches the ball, I think it just empowers people to feel like, hey, I'm part of this possession. But when you come down and you say, hey, ISO so-and-so, then 4 guys in their mind are thinking, all right, well, hopefully he scores. If he doesn't, I guess we'll just run back and go play defense. And that's what we mean when we mean connected. We've got to be as one out there. And when we are, we're really good.
Can you speak to the atmosphere today when Jalen's blocking shots and Clay's dunking and this place is packed? It's pretty cool atmosphere.
I said this on the radio. It's you can say what you want about Timmons Arena. You can say whatever you want about Timmons Arena, but when that thing gets loud, it's tough. And we showed today that we can have a big time atmosphere here. And I think that's why you got to encourage people, dream big, right? What can we be? What can this atmosphere be? Can this be Greenville's team? That's a fun style of ball out. Those kids played hard. They played together. They moved the ball. And when you get people loud in there, that's what we've been missing. Our attendance has been getting up, but now can we get the energy? And today you felt the energy. And then when the energy gets in there, it gets loud. And I feel like that gets to the court and that gets in our guys, and it's just fun, you know. And I think that we can continue to build on that. And I think elements that we can add to the arena in the future that we're discussing can even create more of that, and to make this a great place to come see a college basketball game.
It's funny you should say that, because St. Mary's and Gonzaga play tonight, and that place is going to be rocking.
It's going to be rocking. And it's just like, you know, we get so caught up in the structures of venues, okay? There's nothing, I shouldn't say nothing, but there's nothing more overrated in mid-major basketball than to talk about the size of your arena, okay? It's irrelevant. And part of that is my history comes from Charleston Southern, where we had an 800-seat arena or gym or whatever you want to call it, but we got it loud. The ticket in the mid-major level is, can you create atmosphere? And if you can create atmosphere and you can produce energy, now you got something that people want to come to. And you can go have 5,000 seats, but if you have no energy in there, it doesn't do you any good. And you got to get a group that people want to see. You got to have a good product, but then you got to create energy and you got to bring energy. And I think, you know, as we all know, not to get into physics, but energy is pretty transferable, right? So it's one of those things. I think it flows. So we're making progress. Great day to be a Paladin, and been a while, you know, since that team, you know, we've dropped the past 2 games with our defensive intensity, and to get back to that, to see those guys fly around like that, that's a good day right there.